It's the arraignment on a warrant. I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
All right.
On that note.
Do I just turn that
Okay.
Your Honor, says that the YouTube is not currently recognized. Yeah, claro.
Pardon me.
Says your browser does not currently recognize any of the video formats available. Oh, okay.
If I signed in.
Oh, okay. I see.
It says it's now.
This one.
Yeah, make sure this is turned off. All right, this is Pasco Municipal Court. It is October 2nd, 2020.
Let me see. I turned it off. I muted it.
Your computer and use and turn the audio on. So turn your audio off and that should clear them. That's fine. Yes. All right. All right. We're here today on October 2nd, 2020 for a requested remote hearing of following Mr. Harry's failure to appear for a trial readiness in these two cases in 2019. With me in the courtroom is Mr. Rio, the city prosecuting attorney, my clerk. Mr. Harries is appearing remotely. Are you able to hear me, Mr. Harries?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Harries, previously you had just to make a record and bring everybody up to speed here on the record. You previously were in court in these cases, which are driving license suspended third degree. You did apply for and were granted the right to represent yourself in these cases.
Awesome. So that's it. Sorry.
They've been,
Okay.
a warrant was issued some time ago following a failure to appear, and this matter was set today on today's date. Essentially, this would be your first appearance after a warrant having been issued. So the time for trial begins today in these cases. What is your intent in these matters?
Okay. So I'm going to try to keep it very simple because anyhow, sorry, I'm a little nervous. I have my license. I've got it released both there and in California. My original intent was to take this to trial Supreme Court, establish right to travel, the constitutionality of arguing the original intent of the legislation, et cetera, et cetera. I couldn't afford it. I had to eat. I couldn't stand up there. I left. That's why I bounced on the bail or on trial. I had a job offer in Colorado that fell through. It took me a year, up till now, a year and a half to get back on my feet. I've now got my license released. I still, as I don't know if you remember, I had mentioned at one of my former hearings that it's an attack on that they target the weak. or the poor. And
All right.
you had actually said you
Mr.
kind of,
Harries, I'm going to stop you for a moment because today is not the day to argue any motions because nothing has been filed in this
I-
case. What we're doing here today is to determine how you wish to proceed. This
To
case was
settle.
originally set for, these cases were originally set for trials. What are you going to do?
I would like to, I don't know what procedure it would be, but I want to settle, talk to the DA, and I'm done fighting. I have my license back. I'm done fighting. I would like the month I served to be possibly considered for time served, guilty plea. That's what it is. I would like to
All
plead
right.
guilty.
All right.
Sorry, I'm a little rusty.
Oh, just a moment, Mr. Harries, because what I'll do here is, Mr. Rio, I don't know how familiar you are with this case or if you're up to speed on it. Would you want to take an opportunity? I would take a recess, give you an opportunity to talk to Mr. Harries, see if you can discuss the case, or do you want to reset this for a hearing and speak to him at another time?
The only credit question I have is how much credit does he have on that car?
0 credit.
No credit, okay. All right, that's what I needed to know.
All right, Mr. Harries, what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to take a recess here and allow Mr. Rio to have the courtroom. Can you see him from your perspective?
At this moment, no, all I can see is you and myself in the corner.
All right, so
Try to wait till Judge-
he is in the courtroom. Do you not have a video of the courtroom?
Right now, no, it just switched to you when you started addressing me.
All
The
right.
screen is on you only. Previously, it was on the defendant and prosecution's tables.
All right, so I will mute so that I'm no longer involved in the actual hearing. Take a recess, and Mr. Rio, you can let my clerk know when you're ready to go.
Where do I speak to him from? I guess that's the other
You
question.
can, there's a couple things. We can turn the microphone back on the courtroom camera, and you can speak to him from there, I believe.
Okay, that will work
So-
perfectly for me.
All right.
Perfect.
Give me a second to fill out the paperwork so we can go over.
All right, so we are going to take a short recess, Mr. Harries, and give you an opportunity to speak to Mr. Rio, okay?
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
So go ahead and remain in the courtroom, and I'll resume when I've been notified the parties are ready.
Thank you, sir.
All right. There we go. Now that should.
There he is. I got you. I got you.
All right, that should be good.
Do you want me to step out, Mr. and then come back?
Yes.
If that's what you'd like.
Yes, yes. Can you hear him? Yes.
Mr. Harris, I'll come up and talk to you in just a second, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No, I don't. So I unmute mine, let me see.
Yeah, I mute yours.
So I unmuted mine.
But not on the TV though.
No, okay.
No. Okay. He should be able to communicate through that.
Mr. Harris, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
When our speaker is on right here. Let me try this one.
Can you hear me?
It's only gonna be.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to come up here.
You may have to come close enough to be able to hear this.
All right, let's see how this works. All right, Mr. Harris, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'm willing to do is, you have two cases, one that ends in 561 and one that ends in 859, okay?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Those are the two cases.
Yes, sir.
I'm willing to dismiss the one that ends in 561 for a guilty plea to the matter that ends in 859. With that, I'm
Yep.
asking for no jail time and a $500 fine. So you can
Okay.
set up payments on that. Is that something you want to do?
Absolutely. Can I include it with the Washington collectors?
Well, this won't be with
Or-
Washington collectors because they'll add to it. So this will be a separate thing for you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can afford it. I'm getting my
Okay,
CDL.
so I'm going to go over some things with you. Let's see if you can see that. Can you read that?
I can see it. Yes, sir.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is how old are you?
37,
37. Highest grade in school you completed.
11th.
Okay, it's going to sound
10.
silly, but I have to ask everyone this question. Any problems reading or writing English?
No, sir.
All right. So it says right here, you're charged with driving license suspended third, okay?
Okay.
And then I'm going to dismiss your other charge. That's what that says.
Yep.
Okay, the recommendation, no jail time. So 0 was 0 suspended.
Okay.
A $500 fine,
All right.
okay? Your statement is, and I got to look at it here, on February 21st of 2019, I operated a motor vehicle in the city of Pasco while my license was suspended third. Is that a true statement?
Fair enough. Yes.
Okay,
For
I
now.
didn't use the word drive, I used operated.
I know that's, I'm not even going to dig into any of that fight right now. It's
All right.
not worth it right now. There's bigger things
So-
going on in the world right now.
I'm going to go over some things
yeah,
right at the back
for
of
the-
this form with you, okay?
Uh-huh.
The first says, I have a right to a speedy trial by an impartial jury in the county where the crime is alleged to have been committed. The right
Yep.
to remain silent before and during trial, and the right to refuse to testify against myself.
Mhm.
I have the right at trial to hear and question witnesses who testify against me. The right at trial to testify and have witnesses testify for me. These witnesses can be made to appear at no expense to me. I'm presumed innocent of the charges until proven beyond a reasonable doubt, or I enter a plea of guilty. The right to appeal a finding of guilt after trial. Okay.
Yep.
So those are the things that you give up if you enter this. All right.
I understand.
Now-
I'm done fighting.
Additionally, a plea of guilty, if you're not a citizen of the United States, can cause immigration issues. I just have to tell you that. Okay.
I know. Yep.
All right. Other than that, all the rest of this stuff that's on the back of here doesn't really apply to you.
Right.
Okay.
I'm aware.
The only last thing that I will tell you is if you don't pay the $500, he'll set you up on time payments. But if you miss those payments or don't pay them, then the Department of Licensing will suspend your license again. Okay.
Yep. That's my highest priority.
All right.
All
Any
right.
questions about what we've gone over?
What do I do to follow up?
Well, in just a second, the judge is going to come out and go over this again with you, but I just
Okay.
have to ask
Yeah.
you
As
if you have
far,
any other
okay. Yeah.
questions.
I understand. That's
Okay.
it. No.
All right. That's it. Well, you're going to see me leave the courtroom. I'm going to go grab the clerk and then I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
All right. Yep. We're ready.
We're ready, Your Honor. Okay.
So you're going to want to mute yours again.
Yes, so I lowered. Okay. Mine-
All right, Mr. Harries, we're back in session. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
I have been handed a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to driving a license suspended to the 3rd degree under cause number ending in, let's see, we have the same cause numbers on both, dismissing one and
Oh, sorry, Judge. It should be dismissing 561, pleading to 859.
thank you. Mr. Harries, I know that you're not able to sign these documents. Did you go over this with Mr. Rio's help?
Yes,
All right, and specifically, you understand that the maximum penalty that could be imposed for a conviction of driving a license suspended in the 3rd degree is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. There is no mandatory minimum sentence. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
You have the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury in the county where the crime is alleged to have been committed. You have the right to remain silent before and during trial and the right to refuse to testify against yourself. You have the right at trial to hear and question the witnesses who testify against you. You have the right at trial to testify and have witnesses testify for you. These witnesses can be made to appear at no expense to you. You are presumed innocent unless the charge is proved beyond a reasonable doubt or you enter a plea of guilty. You have the right to appeal a finding of guilt following trial. If you're not a citizen of the United States, a plea of guilty to an offense punishable as a crime under state law could be grounds for deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or denial of naturalization pursuant to the laws of the United States. Do you understand each of those, Mr. Harries?
Yes, sir.
There is a recommendation that's contained in this statement of defendant on plea of guilty. It indicates no jail time and a fine. You understand I'm not required to follow that recommendation. If you plead
Yep.
guilty today, you do face up to 90 days in jail. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And do I have your permission to affix your signature to this statement of defendant?
Yep, yes, you do.
Are you making this plea today knowingly and voluntarily?
Yes,
To the charge of driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree, a crime which was committed on or about February 21, 2019 in the city of Pasco. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
guilty.
And your statement is that on or about that date in Pasco, Washington, I did operate a motor vehicle while my license was suspended in the 3rd degree. Is that a correct statement?
Yes.
I'll accept your plea of guilty. Find there's a factual basis for the plea contained in the statement. And just for the record, I'm going to read this last. This statement of defendant on plea of guilty has been explained to you. You've had a chance to review the information contained in it, and you understand this and are pleading guilty today without having any other questions. Is that a correct statement?
Yes.
All right. You do have a right to address the court before any sentence is imposed. Is there anything you would like to say, Mr. Harris?
Yes. I began this fight because it was the only way I knew to get up. I found another way. I'm done fighting. I did a month trying to learn how to learn the system and fight it with a good moral intent. I still believe it's a worthwhile fight, but it's not, there are bigger fish to fry right now. I want this out of my hair. I don't ever want to come back to Washington. So I would request that you consider the month served as time served, if there is any sentencing of jail time.
All right, thank you. And I will dismiss cause number ending in 561 pursuant to the plea agreement in this case. Mr. Harris, are you working now?
Yes,
Are you able to make payments towards any fines and costs?
absolutely.
All right. I'm not going to impose any jail time on this. I'll impose a fine in the amount of $350, a $43 criminal conviction fee, and a $102.50 traffic penalty assessment. That's a total of $495.50.
Okay.
Do you need to set up payments on that? Or do
Yes,
you
I
want to?
do.
Okay.
I need to set up payments. I'm just getting going. It
All
just
right.
started to snowball, the income.
Is there still $500 bail on this? All right,
I posted bail on both of them. Oh, that should actually cover it.
it will cover it.
Awesome. There it is. How do I go about getting the remainder back? Or does that go to DOL towards that fines, to Washington collectors?
This is what I'm going to do on cause number 859. I'm going to say it's a $354.50 penalty. We'll apply the $500. That'll satisfy this case in full. Do you want us to apply the bail or forward the bail to cover? It looks like there is looks like there are a couple of matters at Washington collectors. Do you want to apply the balance of that other bail to those?
If it's optional, I would like to reacquire it and I'll continue the payments with them. Because that would help tremendously with getting established with my CDL out here.
All right. So
And then I can easily make those payments.
on the other case ending in 561, exonerate the bail, refund that to him.
And how do I go about collecting that? Because I'm not personally there. Can my friend come in and pick it up?
Usually we will mail a check to whoever posted it. So whoever,
Oh, okay.
and so if you want to confirm, did you post the money, Mr. Harris? I'm not looking here.
I did not. I sent my friend Daryl Jones.
Okay, so we have his address. The bail that is returned will be refunded to him.
That's fine.
Okay,
Okay, and you have his current address?
we have an address on Craig Hill Avenue in Richland.
Okay, and if that's not correct, I should have him call you today, right?
He should come in and change that, yes. Now,
Okay.
I will need an address for you as well, Mr. Harris, so we can forward you a document from today's hearing.
I have it ready.
Go ahead.
323 South Yost Street. That's Y-O-S-T Street, Denver, Colorado. And I have to look up the zip. Hold on one second. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Oh, and that's not Denver, Colorado, sir. That's Aurora, Colorado. Eight zero zero 1-2.
80012 Aurora, Colorado.
Yep.
All right, so unless there's anything further, Mr. Harris, this will conclude this hearing today, and this will satisfy both of these cases that were on the docket. We will send you copies of the documents that were entered here today.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Thank you.